Hello and welcome to the Pale Raven podcast. I'm Dena. Cats. Just the word alone conjures up images of sleek fur, silent little toe beans, and eyes that seem to hold the secrets of the universe. And if you have an orange cat like me, you have a dilapidated cat who shares a brain cell with billions of other orange cats and doesn't seem to know his ass from his elbow. They are creatures that straddle the line between the seen and the unseen, the domestic and the wild. But what is it about cats that has inspired such a deep and sometimes dark mythology? Today, we are going to actually talk about the history of magic, omens, superstitions, and cats. Let's travel back in time to ancient Egypt, a civilization that revered cats as divine beings. To the Egyptians, cats were sacred, embodying grace and protection. They believed that cats, with their poised demeanor and acute awareness, shared a spiritual connection with the afterlife. In fact, harming a cat was considered a crime against the goddess Bastet herself. Now, Bastet was a goddess depicted with the head of a lioness or a domestic cat, and she was a symbol of home, fertility, and protection. She was a guardian of the household and a fierce protector of her people. Cats were seen as her earthly manifestations, and their presence in homes was both a blessing and a powerful symbol of divine protection. And then there's Sekhmet, another feline goddess with the head of a lion. Known as the fiercest hunter of the Egyptian pantheon, she was a protector of pharaohs, leading them into battle with her fierce might. Both Bastet and Sekhmet were daughters of Ra, the sun god, and were associated with the Eye of Ra, a powerful symbol of protection and destructive power. But the reverence for cats wasn't confined to Egypt. Across different cultures and mythologies, feline creatures have been entwined with narratives of magic and mystery. In Greek mythology, we encountered Dena, goddess of the hunt and the moon, who is said to have transformed into a cat to seduce Lucifer, a tale that underscores the cat's association with transformation and allure. Meanwhile, in Norse mythology, Freya, the goddess of fertility and war, is depicted riding a chariot, led by two formidable blue cats. These cats were believed to be her companions as she led the Valkyrie into battle, collecting the souls of fallen warriors. And according to Hebrew folklore, there's the story of Lilith, a figure shrouded in mystery and controversy. She was said to have defied Adam and refused to be subservient, depending on your beliefs, leading to her banishment from the Garden of Eden. And in some tales, Lilith actually transforms into a black vampire cat named the El Bruxa, preying on newborns, a narrative reflecting the fear and fascination surrounding both cats and powerful women. The notion that cats steal the breath of babies is a tale as old as time, a legend that has stirred fear and suspicion toward our feline friends for centuries. It's a story that, despite lacking scientific basis, has managed to endure in the collective consciousness, influencing how some view cats even today. To trace the origins of this myth, we must journey back to a time when the line between superstition and reality was often blurred, which takes us back to medieval Europe. Cats were frequently associated with witchcraft and the supernatural, and their mysterious behavior and nocturnal nature, combined with their associations, made them pretty much suspicious all the way around, especially around something as fragile as a baby. During this era, the belief that a cat could suffocate a sleeping baby likely came from a combination of fear and misunderstanding. Cats were often seen as familiars to witches, creatures that could possess magical powers. The idea that they could harm a child was an extension of the fear and suspicion that surrounded them. The myth may have also been fueled by the common practice of keeping cats indoors to protect food stores from rodents. In close quarters, it wouldn't be unusual for a cat to seek warmth and comfort by curling up next to a sleeping infant. If a tragedy occurred, the blame could easily fall onto the cat, or any of the family pets, really. And then we move into history further, and the tale of cats stealing babies' breath took on a life of its own. In the 18th century England, there were documented cases of coroners actually attributing infant deaths to suffocation by cat. It was actually a cause of death. These reports, though unfounded, added a layer of legitimacy to the superstition, reinforcing the fear that cats posed a danger to newborns. Literature and folklore also played a role in perpetuating this myth. Stories and poems from the 19th and early 20th centuries often included cautionary tales of cats lurking near cradles and waiting to steal a baby's breath. These narratives, while fictional, have been embedded into generations of people for hundreds of years. But why did this myth endure, even as society progressed and scientific understanding grew? Part of the reason lies in the nature of folklore itself. Such tales often serve as cautionary stories, warning us of perceived dangers and reinforcing societal norms. Despite the lack of evidence supporting the myth, it's understandable why it held sway for so long. I'm a mom, and anyone else who's a parent knows that when you have a newborn baby, you're constantly checking on them and you're constantly worried about them. So the image of a cat possibly curling up next to your baby's face and suffocating them lends itself to the imagination, inviting interpretations that blend fact and fiction. The myth taps into primal fears about the vulnerability of infants and the unknown intentions of animals. Obviously, today we know that cats do not possess the ability to steal a baby's breath. Scientific understanding has debunked the myth, revealing that cats are no more likely to harm an infant than any other pet in the home. In fact, many families find that cats and children form strong, loving bonds, enriching each other's lives. Yet that myth continues to surface in popular culture and everyday conversations, a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring nature of folklore. It serves as a reminder of the complex relationship between humans and animals, shaped by centuries of myth, misunderstanding, and evolving knowledge. Let's circle backward real quick to medieval times yet again, and let me tell you about the worst time in history for the existence of domesticated cats. We witness a dramatic shift in the perception of cats, particularly black cats. During this time, cats began to elicit fear rather than reverence. Their independence and nocturnal habits made them kind of side-eyed by the church, especially their connection to the supernatural. It suggested that cats were seen as creatures that could not be fully controlled, much like the heretics who challenged conventional religious belief. In 1233, Pope Gregory issued a decree known as the Vox in Rama, which officially linked cats, especially black ones, with witchcraft and the devil. This document detailed rituals where black cats were allegedly worshipped as part of satanic rites. The fear of these supposed practices contributed to the mass hysteria and led to the persecution and extermination of countless cats across Europe. It's actually heartbreaking to think that cats, innocent little cats, could have been so misunderstood. The association between cats and witches became so ingrained that during the witch hunts of early modern Europe, simply owning a cat could lead to accusations of witchcraft. Both cats and their owners faced persecution, and black cats in particular were feared and killed alongside those accused of sorcery. But even as that mindset started to change, some superstitions and omens associated with cats to this day still exist. Cats have long been associated with the supernatural. Throughout history, they have been depicted as creatures with a foot in both the earthly and the spiritual world. And ancient cultures were fascinated by their seemingly mystical attributes, and stories of cats interacting with spirits have been passed down through the generations. If we circle back to ancient Egypt, Egyptians believed that cats had protective powers, warding off evil spirits and safeguarding the home. And actually, the goddess Bastet was seen as a guardian against malevolent magical forces. This belief in a cat's protective and spiritual capabilities was deeply ingrained in Egyptian culture. Moving forward in time, it's not uncommon on the internet and in blogs and all over the place to see and hear stories of people claiming that their cats are interacting with the dead. Why do cats have this reputation for seeing spirits? Part of the myth may stem from their unique physical attributes. Cats have extraordinary night vision, allowing them to see in near darkness. This ability has likely contributed to the belief that they can perceive things invisible to the human eye. including ghosts. Additionally, cats are highly sensitive creatures. They're attuned to their surroundings in ways that often seem supernatural. Their acute sense of hearing and smell, along with their intuitive behaviors, make them appear almost otherworldly. They often react to stimuli that humans cannot detect, which might be interpreted as them sensing a presence from beyond. And if we look at personal accounts, many cat owners have shared stories of their feline companions exhibiting strange behaviors like staring intently at empty corners of a room, following unseen entities with their eyes, or suddenly becoming agitated for no apparent reason. These behaviors have fueled the belief that cats can see spirits or ghosts. For instance, there are stories of cats reacting to the passing of a loved one, seemingly aware of their spirit lingering in the house. And some people even report their cats behaving as if they're interacting with an unseen presence, purring or rubbing against thin air as if greeting a familiar friend. Now, skeptics, of course, argue that a cat's behavior can be explained by their natural instincts and heightened senses. What seems like spiritual perception might simply be a cat responding to subtle changes in the environment that humans cannot see, such as shifts in air currents or distant sounds. However, for those of us who are believers, the mystery of cats and their supernatural sight isn't just confined to this. Some researchers have explored the possibility that animals, including cats, might have access to a realm of perception that humans do not fully understand. While scientific evidence is lacking, the idea that cats can see spirits remains a captivating possibility that continues to inspire curiosity. It's worth considering that the role of belief and narrative in shaping our understanding of the world. Whether or not cats can truly see spirits, the stories we tell about them reflect our deep connection to the mysterious and the unknown. The allure of cats as spiritual beings reminds us of the rich tapestry of folklore and mythology that surrounds our everyday lives. These narratives offer us comfort, intrigue, and a sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. Whether or not you believe in the unknown and the supernatural or the spiritual world, there is no denying that cats add some level of magic to our lives. From ancient reverence in the temples of Egypt to the dark shadows cast by medieval suspicion, cats have walked alongside us, often in the most enigmatic ways. Through myth and legends, they have been both cherished and divine protectors and feared as companions of witches. They have also survived near eradication of their species due to the ignorance of human beings. It's clear that cats occupy a unique place in our culture and our history. They are symbols of independence, mystery, and resilience, qualities that have both endeared them to us and at times cast them into the role of the misunderstood. But today, we have the opportunity to move beyond the superstitions of the past, embracing cats for who they truly are. Intelligent, loving companions with a history as rich and complex as mythology itself. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. By understanding the origins of these beliefs and where these superstitions come from, and the kind of dark history of cats, it gives us an opportunity to educate future generations on the wide array of benefits to having a cat, or any pet, in fact, in your life. Thank you so much for listening to me today. And as always, I appreciate you.